It is really interesting how connections matter to migrants and where those connections take you in life. In today's episode of Whangarei Matters, we have named this episode as the Welcome Table because it is about welcoming our newcomers, migrants, and refugees into Whangarei. I have a very interesting set of people in front of me. I have Suzette, who's from Multicultural Whangarei, Verena from Volunteering Northland, and Nemo Ahmad, who is our very first refugee in Whangarei. Nemo is now on the New Zealand refugee panel and has mapped herself as a Northland representative over there. So, congratulations to you. Uh, I've been 10 years old in Whangarei now, and whenever I meet a newcomer and they are asking for any settlement support or any volunteering support, I think of Suzette for any kind of settlement support for newcomers, and I think of Verena when it comes to volunteering support. So, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the welcome table. I'll start with you, Nemo. Yeah. How did you come to be in Whangarei? Tell us your journey.
Kia ora. Thank you very much, Dafika, having us here today. I came from Whangarei late of 2023. I came through the community sponsorship and support and guiding by multicultural community. So I'm here as my first home in Aotearoa. Thank you.
Excellent. And do you like it here?
Oh, I really live peacefully and enjoying so far. So I'm at 2 years and 5 days today.
Wow, that's a very, very precise count. Yes. Tell me about your journey, Verena. How did you come to be in Whangarei? You're from Germany?
I'm from Germany. I came here a bit over 7 years ago and just for a year originally, but then met my now ex partner and decided to stay. Yeah, and that's how I landed here. So I've never lived anywhere else in Aotearoa, always been in Whangarei. Yeah.
It's perfect. And Suzette, tell me about you. I'm sure many people are willing to hear your journey.
I've been in New Zealand for about 25 and a half years. Initially in the Wairarapa, Masterton. I was there for about 10 years. And then in Aotea, which is Great Barrier Island, for about 5 years. And now I'm here in Whangarei, and I've been here for, I guess, almost 10 years. So, yeah, love it.
Perfect. Tell me a little bit about your organizations and how you guys support newcomers and migrants and refugees to settle better in Whangarei.
Do you want to go first?
So Volunteering Northland is a community development organization. We're a volunteer agency and we support around 180 organizations in the whole of Te Tai Tokoro with finding volunteers, volunteer programs, professional development, and we are the first port of call if anyone is looking for a volunteer role and is looking to get more involved in the community. They can come to us and we will help them find the right role.
And you, Suzette?
And Multicultural Whangarei, we support in settlement. So with migrants, newcomers, former refugees that come, we have services that offer English classes and other language classes. We do social events, anything that connects people together. And so, yeah, that's what we do at Multicultural Whangarei. And a bit more, but
A lot more, I
yeah.
would say. My next question is that if Whangarei was a person, how would you describe its personality?
Yeah.
Neo, tell me. How would
Oh my
you
God,
describe
that's
Whangarei as a
interesting.
person?
I imagine Whangarei in person will be quiet person, kind and calm. Don't need to say that much, but you can feel them peacefully when you spend it some time. So it's really Whangarei, more nature, and I feel peacefully. Yeah, thank you.
Do you want to share a personality trait that you think matches with Whangarei?
I think, yeah, probably quite warm, and very relaxed. That's how I'd probably describe Whangarei as a person. Yeah.
I would say relatively introverted, rough around the edges, and boisterous sometimes. um, very outdoorsy. Yeah.
I agree, yeah, definitely.
All three of you are in the community, just working for people, supporting people in whatever way you can. I'm just sometimes amazed at your passion. I just want to know what makes you passionate about being involved in welcoming newcomers, migrants, helping them settle in the community.
I guess for me, I love hearing their stories. I love seeing people grow as well as they kind of put their roots down and they settle and they make friends and they succeed and they do things. So we celebrate that. We see the journey as they go. They might come and they're a bit shy and things are, could be a bit difficult because settling isn't always easy. However, in time, we celebrate what they do and they come back and they might have earned their residency or their citizenship or they've graduated from university or they've gotten a job or they're getting married. We're like, wow. So for me, it's just seeing that journey and also sharing in their story. Yeah.
Okay, in this situation, I don't do that much for helping others because I feel like I'm still new baby to Whangārei, but I really love involved with it. I don't like to be a participant, like I like to be the doer, the action. So I felt meeting the new people is a gaining a new experience and also like you learning and you growing. The more you meet the diversity or like someone come from another country, that little talk put your life experience something. So that's why I really work with them. Like if volunteering Northland called me, like especially Patricia, I just go. I'm not scared where and when I'm coming in, because I know meeting and helping that people on the board, it makes me also feel welcoming. So it's something I love it to do, like giving a hand when I can. Yeah.
That's amazing. I had a question for Verena. Like, what kind of roles are suitable for newcomers who are just trying to build network and making some sort of connection in the community?
Yeah. It depends a bit on how well you can speak English, I guess, sometimes. So there are places where it's really great to really welcoming volunteer roles where you can go in and communicate a lot and learn better English. Other places where it's a bit tricky because you need a good grasp of the language. There are places where you can just do your own thing and still help. For example, a lot of gardening roles, a lot of conservation roles are great roles if you just want to help without necessarily engaging so actively at first. There are places like op shops where it's really, we got amazing teams and people are helpful and communicative and they like to talk to you while you're sorting donations. So I would say any of these roles would be good roles to start with, helping with working bees, helping out at events, kind of just getting to know the laid-back culture a bit. Depending on your language proficiency, there is something for everyone. It's just finding that good role. But those would be good roles to start connecting with the community.
All of you have been here for quite some time now. What is that one thing about the Kiwi culture that you found very, very surprising and then ended up loving it?
Because I come from the Northern Hemisphere, from during Christmas,
Yes.
We have like turkey and, hot meals for Christmas. And coming to New Zealand and learning that everybody's kind of hitting the beach at Christmas and having salads, that was something that I had to wrap my head around. But I'm cool with it now. It's a good thing. It's very relaxed. Yeah.
It's one of the things that's more challenging for me.
Okay.
One thing that I really learned to love was the entrepreneurial culture in a way. People here are so creative and they're so ready to give things a go. And that's certainly not what we do in Germany. So that was something that I was really surprised by, that you can think like that, so open and creatively, and then start a business with that. And you know, I wouldn't be doing the events that I do in Germany because it's not as easy and creative and accessible. Here, the threshold for starting something can be really low, and that's something I really learned to love.
Yeah, cool. I agree. It's true.
For me, it is more about language area. Because English is not my first language, not second, not third. So when I came in New Zealand, the Kiwi people, they speak the language so relaxed. And one thing make me surprised, like, no worries. Everything they put no worries, like no positive, negative.
No worries.
Yeah.
No worries. And that's what, like, you say thank you, like, we have informal way to say thank you so much or welcome, no worries. You make it something, you say sorry, no worries. Like, that is makes me, like, surprise me, but it's very easy going. Like, you don't need to say. So I understand it's something like, I love it now and I use the most.
What is your favorite Te Reo word so far, and why do you like it? Because I feel that Te Reo Maori is a very conceptual language. Every word has got some bigger meaning, bigger concept to explain. So what's your favorite one? For me, I think my favorite word is manaki. Yeah. Hospitality, just kindness and support. That's my favorite word.
My first and favorite word was whānau.
Whānau.
Yeah, so whānau is not only family in blood, it's like more like community, people who care about you. So my first job, everybody called me, welcome to the whānau. So that day I was like, am I their whānau? Because when someone called me, welcome to the family, there's a strong reason. But I felt like I belong to here.
Yes.
When I heard that people in my classmate, in my colleagues, so whānau is my first word. I love it a lot.
What about you guys?
Mine is probably whakawhanaungatanga.
Yes.
That was the first word that I learned, actually, and it was explained to me as the concept of everyone coming together. And when you're in a room, there's first this chaos of energy, and you know, people come with different ideas and different visions, and then they all come together through whakawhanaungatanga, and they kind of, all this chaos kind of swirls and gets kind of focused in the eye of the storm, so to speak, and then you kind of all come together and focus your energy on one thing that this meeting or whatever you do is about. And I really love this idea and this concept. Like you say, it's a very conceptual language, very lyrical as well, how all the different energies come together to create whānau and to create connections. So that is one of my favorite concepts.
My gosh, I can almost imagine the word. I mean, you gave a picture of what whakawhanaungatanga means.
Yeah, and shout out to the guy who explained it to me, Tama. He's an amazing storyteller, and he probably doesn't remember sharing that with us, but it was at a youth networkers meeting, and I've carried that with me since. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump on that word too, Verena, sorry, whakawhanaungatanga, because there's something beautiful about just building relationships.
Yeah, sure.
You know, we're all starting out like we're individuals, but when we come together and connect, there's beauty in that. So, yeah. But you explained it quite beautiful, so I'll leave your explanation. And shout out to the person
Tamas.
that, yeah, Tama. Tama? Okay.
Tama.
Shout out to him. But yes, that would be my word too.
Excellent. Can you share with me one story or moment that really shows that the kind of impact a volunteer makes in a newcomer's life? Do you have any success story where a newcomer came and said that, hey, this volunteer was amazing, and that person has given me so many new perspective and a new pathway to settle better in Whangarei.
I'm going to have to give a shout out to one of our volunteers, which is Yoss.
That would have been my shout out too.
He's walked alongside quite a few people on their journey, especially through improving their English. So Yoss is Dutch, but has been in New Zealand for many, many years, and he's got a passion for volunteering, and he just does an amazing job walking alongside people. And so I know at least two that have probably done either IELTS or have been studying for a degree, accounting degree, and he was with them throughout the whole way. So as a volunteer, so yeah.
You have worked with many, many migrants and newcomers in Whangarei. What, in your opinion, makes them settle really well in Whangarei? When do you think that they have ultimately got a sense of belonging, that no, this is where we belong?
I think at Multicultural Whangarei, from what I can observe, is when if I see them outside with others in the community, I'm like, that's a success.
And you guys celebrate so much.
Yeah, but it's like when they leave, like they might be in they might have been in our classes or they're still in our classes, but when you see them in the community and they're just within the community, outside of Multicultural Whangarei, but they've made friends, they're in cafes, they're in town, they're shopping, and they're doing things with their family in the community, we're like, that's just, wow. They've made it.
I think I'll tag on to that because I work a lot with youth, and it's the same thing. You get, you kind of tutor them on the way, and you have this really kind of close relationship where you know what they're up to all the time, and then at some point they go off and do things on their own, and then they come back later and tell you about this amazing thing that you didn't know about, but that they're now involved in. And they have this impact, and they create their own, communities and their own beautiful businesses, families, art projects. They just do that independently without you, but they still come back and tell you about it. And I think that's that's where I really see, I think they feel a little bit more at home. I think feeling at home is a really difficult thing, or at least a very complex thing. And I think you constantly have to check in with your, feeling of belonging and identity, especially when you're a migrant. And I think every one of those little things kind of, it's like weaving together this kind of tapestry of belonging more to this place. The time you spend and then the stories you can tell about a place. There's some really interesting quotes of people who say, hey, the longer you are in a place, the more stories you will have of this place. So you really get to intimately know a place, and you can share about this place. And I think the more stories they collect and then share, the more I get the feeling that they're at home, or at least trying to build a home.
So relatable that is. Oh my God. I have a fun question for you guys. If you had to describe your journey in a movie title, what would that be? I'll start with Nemo.
Oh God.
I don't think the movie that can show my life or my journey is not yet, but yeah, because when we talk about like refugee and immigrant, it's totally different experience. So as refugee, like away from home many years, like by force, it may be, I can say, from shadow to the light.
Wow.
Movie like that, from many dark places, fear, scared, like, but to the light, coming Whangarei, starting new chapter of peace.
Yeah.
Movie like that, yeah.
All the directors listening out, from the shadows to the light.
Yeah.
That's the next script. What about you, Verena?
Nemo's life would make an amazing movie. Mine would be more, I don't know, maybe a tragic comedy. I don't know.
Tragic comedy?
I don't know. And definitely a comedy. And it would, I don't know, maybe the title would be something like Nerd Finds Their Community
Oh,
in a
okay.
different country or something.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
documentary.
Because I once did a Pichakucha talk about this, how all my nerdy hobbies and my nerdy personality basically brought me to Whangārei and to settle here, and brought me a lot of community and helped me build a lot of community. So that would have to feature very centrally in whatever that movie will be called. But it will be awkward. I know that much. So
What about you, Suzanne?
Mine would be a dramedy.
Okay.
And I think the title would be, for now, Roller Coaster.
Roller coaster.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't have time to think of a longer one, but yeah, for now, that's the title.
Do you guys enjoy classic Kiwi food? If yes, then what is that one Kiwi food that reminds you of your, food from your own country?
You know, hangi,
Hangi.
but not hangi with the pork, hangi with the vegetables.
Uh-huh.
So, like sweet potato, like the way they do it, it's really more similar, but lack of spicy. So if we add more spicy, it definitely become more like Somali.
Sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, actually that would be mine, the vegetarian hangi. I know it's not like traditionally it would be with meat. But I've been a vegetarian almost my whole life, so it would be the steamed,
Yeah.
because the steamed vegetables and the amazing spices that are in there.
Yeah,
it's
some
definitely
spicy,
something
like
reminds me of.
you
of
can't
home as
turn
well.
off.
Oh, cool.
Especially when I go no high classes, in my study now, they offer us like hangi or marai, like to do that. So like, okay, the vegetables here, yeah.
Yeah, and it's also very comforting. I mean, it's a simple food, but comforting food. Yeah,
Yeah.
good for the heart and soul. And what about you, Suzanne?
I think my new favorite when I go to a cafe that does it is a stuffed kumara. Because they kind of, they scoop out the kumara and then they mix it with other stuff and they put it back in, and they might bake it for a bit or heat it up. But yeah, so stuffed kumara.
Oh, mine would be fried bread.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
all our breads in India, quite a few of them actually are fried. So mine would be fried bread.
Okay.
It is oily, but at the same time,
Yummy.
very, very yummy and very, very satisfying for the soul. Calories don't count. Yes. What's your favorite place in Whangarei? Like, this is where you find comfort, peace. Not your home, just a landmark.
I love the town basin. That would be my place.
I will be say Whangārei Falls.
Whangarei.
It's the first place I saw it in
Yeah.
Olaterwa. Because we arrived it and then next day I met the community gathering, the nature. And sometimes I'm drive now and I feel by myself like it's a calm. Highly recommended Whangārei Falls.
I think it would be the place. So one of the first things that I connected to when I came here was to the Henry Davison family and their project of an eco-village, an intergenerational community. And that was right next to Boys High. So the land is now sold. It's in different ownership and hopefully will house some other people pretty soon. But that, and everyone who's part of the Henry Davison family, my adoptive whānau here, definitely makes this place home. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Talking about Whanaungatanga and Manaki, you make a lot of connections when you're working. You have a lot of partnerships with different organizations, different community groups. What partnerships have helped you progress in this work effectively?
So I pointed out volunteering Northland,
Uh-huh.
and hopefully it's vice versa. We have a pretty cool
Depends on
relationship.
how much effort and time you put into building relationship with them.
Yeah, we're kind of neighbors.
You guys
so-
are neighbors,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
We share some people.
Yeah, we
as
do share
well.
some people.
Uh-huh.
And English Language Partners is another one. And WINGS, which is the Women's International Networkers Group. Yep, welcoming communities. Divika of the Whangarei District Council, thank you. New Zealand Police, we partner with them. Rotaries, there's a long list of people, but we want to thank them out there for how they support and work in partnership with us.
I think that's very similar for us. We definitely lean a lot on multicultural Whangarei. Also, our last manager, Jessie, was part of multicultural Whangarei before she then came to manage Volunteering Northland. And so there has always been a very deep connection there. We have a lot of amazing partnerships because that's what our work is built on. All the community organizations we work with across Northland, really, across Te Tai Tokoro. I think what makes us strong is that we have so many connections to a lot of different places, and that gives us a lot of flexibility in, you know, if there's a sudden need popping up or a volunteer who needs some support here, then we can quickly react and find an organization that works well or a person that can help with that. So I think it's in the richness is in all these multiple connections that we have to, you know, also to the library, to council, but definitely the organizations that are in our community hub and the ones that we work with.
Nice. Nemo, any shout out to particular organization?
Yeah, on behalf of refugees, I highlighted Multicultural Whangarei. It's the first and forever. And yeah, because the Multicultural Whangarei, who are the rescue for us this life, as me and my fellow refugees. Our frontier in Northland is where I open my eyes, where my career is going on. And they're welcoming me without any reference or Kiwi cultural background work. I was highlighted also multi-ethnic collective.
Yes.
Yeah, I really listen. It's where I understand why I am refugee, why they are immigrant. Because when the discussion is table, it's really safe space. Absolutely, I start with you same time as a new welcoming community and you listening how the refugee can be included. So you and your district, thank you for that. I really highlighted my best place connected a lot and helping me study in the library, Whangārei library, because whenever I brought the book, it's getting the card. So I highlight that main area for English partners. Junior of my IELTS and education preparation, but because I met them, multicultural connected to me. So I think multicultural was main navigator. Talk to Tefika, talk to Volunteering Northland, and then we met all these as refugees. So
Yeah. I think all of us give you like a collective heart for multicultural founders.
Oh, right. Okay. And we we'll send it back out.
Would you like to share a story that impacted you while you were working with newcomers? Something that you really enjoyed while you were, you know, helping them in their journey?
Mine is right here.
Oh, yes, Nemo Ahmed. I think I
Nemo,
really
we're
enjoyed working with Nemo.
Extremely proud of Nemo.
Yes.
We know that it hasn't been easy, the journey, but just amazing.
thank you. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. And what about you, Verena? Do you want to share a story?
Definitely Nemo as well, but we also, so I have to give a shout out to Jessie, our former manager, on that. Jessie was really compassionate, put a lot of effort into kind of making Volunteering Northland more welcoming to Nemo and to Sam, who was also employed for a time with us. Sam just recently told me that for her that was really just life-changing. So shout out to Jessie.
Oh, Jessie, my first manager.
Yeah.
In D-Love.
Exactly. She put a
amazing.
lot of efforts into making that happen, and her time. So
Yeah.
I would say just, you know, seeing you thrive and do your own things and come back and tell me about what you've been up to. And same with Sam.
Yeah.
That's the stories that stand out to me. There are a lot more, but those two are probably
the prominent ones.
Yeah, and usually that's why even if my time is very tight, I never miss any volunteering opportunity that I can do. So it wasn't like the wonder home is welcoming with you, because Jessie didn't ask me how many offices I work in New Zealand. She just asking me what kind of skill you can contribute with the team, and then allow me to grow, right? And later when I see my bigger picture, they let me go to grow. So this is really nice place to see where the newcomers needed to be flexible. Yeah, especially when you are a migrant or refugee, you don't carry all what they are expected you to the local people, but just give it a try and trust the person and use their skills instead of the accounting how many papers they have. So this is really something I really appreciated with volunteering Northland.
And I think this is where it really shows how when you create these welcoming spaces and when you put in the time to just sit and listen and appreciate what migrants bring, then at some point, you know, they feel secure enough and happy enough to share their skills with the community. And then suddenly you have Nemo going off and doing amazing things that really enrich the community, because the space was created just as a launch pad basically for, because she doesn't need us to be amazing, you know, because you're amazing all on your own. It's just kind of in the community, kind of finding that space where you can actually gather, you know, a bit of safety, where you can breathe, where you can gather the sense of, I can do this, and then go off and do that.
Yeah, is it like giving a value this person what they are bring to the country, and I believe they are asset in this community. No one is wasted. So I was thinking like check on them instead of charge for their CV. Or like their English or their accent or their color, give it a try. Maybe they can make your dream true if you let your office to come in. So it's quite something, especially people in the power, they need to think how we can face the immigrant and refugee people when they are coming to our place. Yeah.
That is the most welcoming and deep-rooted message for the day. Talking about messages, what is that one phrase from your own culture, from your country, that you think everybody should know?
One phrase or one word?
One phrase, one motto from your culture, from your country, that you think everybody should know.
I gotta think of something from Brooklyn. I don't know.
Come on, there has to be some sort of Brooklyn slang.
I don't have my German brain on me right now. This is really hard to
You have
answer.
integrated so well in
That was not
Whangarei.
in the list of questions. Same.
See? Yeah, nah. We're Kiwis.
There you go.
Maybe I started.
Yes,
there
yes,
is
start, Nemo.
a phrase, because I'm 2 years old. They are like 10, 25 years.
She's 25. She's only 7 years old.
No, 25 years in Whangarei.
Oh,
So
yes.
they already felt like they are
Thank you.
here.
Uh-huh.
So maybe they find a Kiwi phrase that they love the most.
Yeah. Do you
But-
love a Kiwi phrase?
The whole yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah.
Love that one.
Yeah, but if we find a one meaningful phrase to back my home, like anyway, I have a two home. Like, I love Indonesia. Shout out Indonesian people. So I can use a sentence they use is called sabar. Sabar. It means be patient. So that word, it's not only be patient, taking care of your mental health first, and slow down to conclusion, because it's not your control. So, and it is so similar to my country, like they say, be patient to your destination. It will come. Don't try. And then when I came to Whangarei and have my personal freedom, I want to knock every opportunity in front of me. And then Eva, she was saying, Nimo sabar. It means like, slow down. So it is really a good phrase. I know it. when the more you are a patient, the more you are taking care of your well-being, and then you accept the process, you accept the system that before you, and then you can get a good mentality to handle the crisis around you. Because as a newcomer, it's not easy to understand everything going around all the strangers.
Oh, yes, you're
So I
lost.
say like
Yeah.
sabar, like. So that's one word I share. The rest for fellow newcomers is learn. Yeah.
That is so
That's a good
beautiful.
word.
That's a
Thank
really
you.
good one. What is it something special that you have discovered after coming about yourself after coming to New Zealand? Like something that changed inside of you and something that New Zealand changed you, the people around changed you. For
I
me, it was like
really-
how welcoming the people are, like everybody smiling and just welcoming me. It was really nice. Yeah. I mean, I don't think any other country is as welcoming as New Zealand is.
Yeah, I agree with you that, and it depends.
Yeah.
The situation is right.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as I never settle another city, I can fully represent it Whangārei. They are peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
You own your business if you don't cross the line. So I discovered really two things. One is like I found myself as human,
Mm-hmm.
because having a freedom and access of your rights, it's something I never imagined how it will be look like it. So I discovered Whangarei, getting my own name, my own card, my own space, and having my voice to say yes or no. But while I was a refugee or people on move, I was underrepresented. I was using someone else's names always the time. So I discovered like I'm stronger more than I thought. And I have all these things. Yeah, so I don't know what immigrant feeling, maybe missing home or something, but I really discovered like houses with living in a peace country, having a freedom of your own voice and your own will, and then imagine whatever you want, like you are accountable by yourself. So I really discovered that last 2 years and 5 days I'm here.
Wow.
Love it.
Thank you.
Cool. Love what you said.
Yes.
Yes.
I come from a city that's very busy and there's a lot of rushing around. So I think I learned one thing here. That's one thing is to just, I can relax. I don't have to rush. I don't have to run for the train or the bus. And, I can just kind of be a word which is in Spanish, tranquila. I can just be at peace. So that's something for what I've learned from living in New Zealand for the past 25 years. Yeah.
I have learned more about how the German culture works, because I studied social studies. So I thought in theory I know a lot about how cultures are built and all their little idiosyncrasies. But Germans really, they have a culture of complaining on a very high level. And we do have a lot of amazing things in Germany, like bread. But I think as Germans, we don't necessarily get taught to appreciate that enough. And when I came to New Zealand, I think I slowly started to appreciate that more. That even though some things are less than ideal, you don't. Look, Germans use complaining to make connections.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a powerful thing. You just have to learn when to stop. But I learned that you can connect via other things as well. And it's okay to be happy. And that sounds... so as a person, I think, I learned much more about how privileged we are in Germany, how privileged I am as a white person. And to enjoy what I've got instead of looking at the glass half empty. And that's a practice as well. I have to challenge myself every day. But yeah, that's what I learned.
Awesome. For me, it was how the New Zealand as a community empowers its mothers, because now I'm a mom of two children and I see all the other amazing mamas who juggle motherhood and work and wear so many hats, and they still feel very empowered and still very safe and still very connected with the community. And that is all possible because the way New Zealand systems operate. So I think that is one place where New Zealand has done an amazing job, is empowering its mothers, because that's really, really a good thing. Yeah. Mm. Uh, my next question would probably be a little bit different and split something for you and something else for you. If you had abundance of resources, what is that one project that you would like to see in the community for refugees? And then what is that one project that you would like to see for newcomers and migrants in the community?
My dream project would be that we have enough funds to keep us in existence for years to come, and that we are, if it's a bunch of money or resources, that we are sustainable throughout the years for migrants and newcomers and former refugees that we can support. So I don't have one project, but I would love to just, I guess my hope and dream is that we stay open,
Yes.
and that we're in the community and that we're still serving. So, yeah.
If I had all the resources, I would love a multicultural village where we have, shops, where we have a community center for every culture that, we have a few members of here, where you have shops with the right food so you can feel at home, where you can meet members of your community, where you can express your faith and your hobbies, and where you can learn from all the different cultures that are in that village. And I would love to have something like that. Ideally, it would be this amazing place where people live side by side and, kind of get enriched by their neighbors, because they're literally neighbors. So that is my no money problems project.
We can rob a few banks.
Yeah.
Only if we can rob a few banks. What about you, Nima? What do you think? What can Northland do better?
I really, when I see the northern region and my perspective and my background, like, there's a lot of going on, like the sector of multicultural or diversity or inclusion. But I really was thinking one project. I don't know, to create a new charity program like that, campaign with multicultural, if I get all the resources and make sustainable, is what is called meaningful participation. So meaningful participation for refugees, for addicted, for the youth, because I feel like the participation is allocated to what's called ahura tangata. The people need their own space to grow, and that's really needed funding. It's not only one place. So I think lack of resources, this all amazing work happening in Northland, they don't have enough policy or like enough system to cultivate the participation. So the meaningful participation in this, like, go to the Dafika's needs as a mother and make happen her dream to continue with it. Does she need a helper of her kiddies? How many hours she go her mental health, and then make convert your life to long staying, not one-off support and then run away, because that's why now the system of non-profit are building it. I give money today, she said, but I never back to her. So what the dream that she started it is shaded out. So I really love to more inclusion women and girls in Northland region to get meaningful participation any kind of their lives, to feel like they belong to here, not only physically, but also spiritually and dreaming and running their own without drainage, these big mental health problems.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, but I just wanted to say there are so many amazing organizations in Te Tai Tokoro already. There are so many people with amazing ideas because they've worked in these communities for so long and they know what works, and they don't have the funding and they're burning out and they're really exhausted, and it's heartbreaking to see that.
Definitely.
How everything just gets a bit harder each day for those, for all of us. So probably that would be after the wild dream of the multicultural village, a realistic dream would be just give more funding to the amazing programs that we already have that really know what's on and what their own communities need.
And you can imagine, just in 2 years I'm in Whangarei, I see amazing ideas is collapse for nothing. Because there's no community need to centralize it. So there's a really lack of meaningful participation. If I'm not the part of decision where you are drawing the funding, you don't have my proposal, it will be hard to follow my job of outside. So my dream really to give the community organizations the power to do what they want. And that's the reason maybe we're doing all this election and this thing is they make us our true, because the community are those owning this story, are they own their journey of life. So the more they get sustainable life, the more this country will be amazing more. So that's what I was dreaming.
That is so true. What is that one advice you would give to communities? Like Whangarei has a very strong sense of community. What advice would you give to them to be more welcoming and to be more inclusive in terms of interacting with newcomers?
To be patient and to listen to people's stories.
Exactly. Yeah. Listen to stories.
For me, I would say like don't categorize it, like don't grouping yourself.
Oh, no categories.
Yeah, because if the community organizations are starting grouping, it will be starting competition. So that competition, no win-win.
No.
But the more we walk through the one direction, because we just want to better Whangarei, we want better New Zealand, and that's why I really saying like put behind any personal interest when it's become the community programs. Doesn't matter if you have a business shop, do the competition for your prices, but the community programs not have to be competitive, and they have to be united, and something like I really advise it. Just my observation as a social studies student to see. I wish to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. What is that one thing you wish more people knew about volunteering or working with newcomers?
I can say, don't surprise their accent. They are trying the best to speak English because they're not native like you.
Okay.
So, and the second thing, don't judge their culture. Oppositely, learn from them instead of like asking too many questions about their appearance or physical or style of their lives. So I really highlighted as a student, as employee, is accent. Because when you come to this country, or even if you, as native Kiwi, you go another country, you're trying to fit yourself, to be adaptable, how to pronounce the words, how to speak English day by day. So I believe the newcomers, whoever they are, immigrant or refugee, they putting an effort to meet your needs. And then so if they came to your place as a work, as a student, whatever, as a guest, try to be cooperative. Yeah, you can say 2 times, can you say that again, instead of say like, oh, I can understand your English. Yeah, as one advice I can send it out, like, I don't know, this is the champions of community.
People are people and that we just need to take time to listen, you know, and get to know someone. Because I think we share a lot of the same needs.
I think one of the worst things about how the space that the community sector is in at the moment is that, you know, funding vanishes and that leaves us less time to spend with people because we have more to do in less paid time, and people are worse off, so they come with more issues to address. And I agree, you need to make the time. You actually need to create a space where people can just sit and, you know, struggle to find their words for a few minutes
Exactly.
because it's so hard.
It was hard.
And you just need to be able to give that time and a tea and an open ear. And I also would add, so I absolutely support what Suzette said, you know, take the time to sit down. And that is something that Te Ao Māori is really good at and has
Exactly.
really, I learned a lot. So thank you
Yes.
for these learnings. You have to take the time. You can't rush trust building, and you can't rush a good conversation. It just needs to come after you've built the trust that you're actually listened to. And I would add, learn how to ask really good and interesting questions, because asking questions is an art form, I think. It's a skill you can learn, and be open to asking questions, because everybody has their own little universe inside of them and so many interesting stories. For example, like Nemo worked with us for, I think, 3 months before our volunteer reporter wrote a story about you. And I read that story and thought, I didn't know that about you, you know, all the things you've been up to. That's on me. I didn't ask those questions. So taking the time to sit down and ask good questions, I think that's a really important skill to learn.
Right. Cool. Talking about the future, talking about your views, where do you think you guys want to be in welcoming newcomers, refugees, and migrants in the next 5 years? Do you see a bigger picture? Do you think that Whangarei is getting more and more diverse and a lot more needs to be done in this space?
It's definitely becoming more diverse. But in 5 years, we want to still keep welcoming. And we hope that the council continues to, you know, the program of welcoming, because I guess it comes from them. It kind of branches out in the community, and the more diverse that we come, hopefully, yeah, we're just, you know, we're good, and that we're still doing what we need, what we need to do, I should say.
Yeah.
What I wish for is that we have more opportunity to give newcomers resources to then go off and do their own amazing projects.
Exactly.
So I think it comes down to, yes, I see ourselves doing the same thing with better resourcing.
Yeah, I so agree with the resources thing. Like, it's if you provide them the correct resources and correct information, I think migrants and refugees thrive in New Zealand. They feel very, very safe, very empowered, and yeah, they just make this place so much vibrant. Yeah. And what about you, Nemo?
On next 5 years.
Next 5 years, you'll probably be in the ministry.
And next 5 years, really, I wish the world being most peacefully, and there's no more genocide, no more children killing for no reason, wherever in Sudan, Palestine, Myanmar, wherever happening in this world. That's my first wish, to get a world that we can survive with peacefully.
Exactly.
And according to my personal highlight is living Whangarei in the next 5 years, I really want to see prioritize the inclusion of newcomers and their mental health. Definitely, me and Farina agree that resources and funding and budgeting, it have to be centralized to the community, to the local, to the native, to the newcomers, have to get the top priority to follow their choices of life. And I have a one wish to complete my master's that I started and give it back to Aotearoa, New Zealand. And I believe what I'm giving to back, it's New Zealand give me a home. And that's like my main wish, to live peacefully without seeing all these hard-hit news around the world, because when you was there, I don't want to happen anymore. Yeah, so that's my wish. Thank you guys.
That's awesome. Well, we're almost towards the end of this podcast, and I want to thank each one of you for giving me the time and sharing such beautiful thoughts, having such a beautiful korero. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of people will find this conversation relatable, fun, and engaging. And towards the end, I want to say, He whaka eke noa. It's a Maori proverb which means we are in this together, and diversity is where we all thrive. And that is what we work towards. And let's keep working. So thank you all so much. This was great to have you. I've known you all for so many
No,
years
thank
now,
you very
and it
much,
almost
Rafika.
feels surreal that I'm doing a podcast with you guys. So yeah, this was fun.
We need to highlight the Dafika, your role for
Yes.
community cameras.
Yeah.
I really want to you do what you're doing, and especially included the newcomers, like categories of immigrants or coming from somewhere else, or refugees. It's something we really needed it, and this podcast, and having my amazing pilot and model in Whangārei. I am the one who privileged to say this today. Thank you very much, Rafika.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank
Thank you,
you so
Suzette.
much.
Thank you, Verena. Thank you, Nima.